Welcome back to the Dinar Daily. We're bringing you the latest developments and insights on the global currency reset, with a stunning piece of news that has the entire community talking. This isn't just another story. It's a potential turning point for those who have held Iraqi dinar notes for years. Today's revelation about the valuation of the 25,000 dinar note is a seismic event, catching even the most seasoned analysts off guard. We're going to dive deep into what this means, examining the numbers, the context, and the immediate steps every currency holder needs to consider. The chatter is unprecedented, the implications could be profound. This is a crucial moment for every person following the Iraqi dinar, and we're here to break down every detail so you can understand what is happening in real time. The Iraqi dinar community is in a state of astonishment following a significant and unexpected market development. Reports have surfaced confirming that the 25,000 IQD note has a tradable value of approximately $5.02 in certain international markets and specific redemption circles. While this value may seem small at first, a closer look reveals a dramatic shift. It translates to about $0.0002 per single dinar, a figure that starkly contrasts with the long-held public perception of the currency's value, which hovered around $0.000008. The sudden appreciation represents a near threefold increase in value, a move that very few thought would occur so abruptly, especially without an official, public declaration of a full-scale revaluation from the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, or the International Monetary Fund, IMF. It's a powerful market signal that indicates something significant is happening behind the scenes. This new valuation isn't just a speculative rumor circulating in forums. It's being treated as a legitimate trading value within certain financial corridors. The question everyone is asking is what could have possibly triggered such a sudden jump. Sources close to both Middle Eastern and U.S. financial networks suggest this move is the result of several coordinated actions. These include internal recalibrations by the CBI, technical forex testing mechanisms designed to prepare for a managed float system, and quietly backed liquidity windows supported by the U.S. Treasury. If this valuation holds steady or, more importantly, if it continues to climb in the coming weeks, the potential for dinar holders is immense. This could mark the first visible crack in the dam, hinting that the long-anticipated global currency reset is beginning to unfold. The news has not only captivated individual holders, but has also prompted swift reactions from experts and analysts. Seasoned figures in the currency reset community have publicly weighed in, describing the sudden appearance of the $5.02 valuation as both shocking and highly strategic. Hamid El-Nasseri, a former advisor to the CBI, has offered a technical interpretation, cautioning that these price signals are not random market anomalies. He frames this as a calculated soft opening designed to prepare the financial landscape for a larger event. In his view, this is a controlled pre-revaluation test zone, a strategic move by financial authorities to gauge market response and absorption capacity before any formal declaration. This perspective suggests their current valuation is a trial balloon, an engineered test of expectations rather than an accidental spike. Another prominent voice in the community, American-based analyst Linda Thomas, has offered a more optimistic take on the situation. She believes the $5.02 valuation is not the final number but rather a launchpad for something much bigger. Thomas and her network have been monitoring incremental changes in back-end currency systems for years, as she sees this as the moment those hidden numbers have finally moved into real-world application. She points to the fact that actual redemption processing is now occurring in discrete channels, moving the conversation from theory to practice. Her observations are further supported by reports of specific redemption centers being quietly staffed and activated in recent weeks, adding a tangible layer of credibility to the claims. Adding to the growing chorus of expert opinion is Frank, 26, a longtime insider who believes this is the confirmation many have been waiting for. He has noted that back-end trading screens have shown green indicators for a sustained period, indicating a deliberate and sustained effort. In his view, the $5.02 rate is merely a breadcrumb, a psychological test to condition the public while the actual, higher valuations are being prepared. This perspective aligns with a widely held belief among currency reset insiders that the public rates are often a fraction of the real figures held in confidential agreements. The sentiment among these analysts is that this is a silent and precise event, unfolding strategically without the fanfare of a public announcement. The weight of this development is perhaps best understood by placing it in a broader context, as suggested by Charles Wainwright, a former IMF regional advisor. He views the current events as a Tier 3 to Tier 4B transition in real time, a process where the old narrative of currency valuation is collapsing. His comments imply a fundamental, systemic change in how global banking structures are beginning to treat not only the Iraqi dinar but other emerging market currencies. When the viewpoints of these diverse experts are considered together, a consistent theme emerges. This is a deliberate and coordinated move. The exactness of the rate movement, coupled with Iraq's recent central banking policy adjustments and international pressures, points to a stealth revaluation that is unfolding without a public declaration. For many holding the Iraqi dinar, the numbers are where the abstract talk becomes tangible. The sudden appearance of a tradable value changes everything. A single 25,000 IQD note, which may have been purchased for as little as $20 or $30, now carries a potential cash-out value of over $5. While that may seem insignificant, the returns multiply dramatically when scaled. 10 notes could yield over $50, 100 notes could be worth over $500, and larger holdings could result in thousands of dollars. These figures provide a tangible validation that the currency's value is in fact beginning to move. For those who have been holding large positions for years, this is a clear and powerful signal that their patience may be on the verge of being rewarded. But the real excitement lies in what the future may hold. If the $5.02 rate is merely a test signal, the potential upside is remarkable. Hypothetical increases to $6.40 or $9 per 25,000 note would completely change the financial outcome for holders. At a rate of $6.40, a single note would be worth $6.40, and 100 notes would be valued at $640. If the rate were to reach $9, a single note would be worth $9, and 1,000 notes could be worth over $9,000. These calculations do not even account for potential contract rates or structured settlement programs, which may include bonus tiers for bundling multiple currencies, such as the Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong, or ZIM. These agreements could significantly amplify the final payout, turning a substantial return into a truly life-altering sum. The immediate question for many currency holders is not just about the value, but where and when they can redeem their notes. Insider reports suggest that a select number of redemption centers, primarily operating under Tier 4B protocols, have already begun to quietly honor the new valuation. These redemptions are not public events but rather controlled rollouts, designed to test the systems and gauge liquidity under the protection of non-disclosure agreements. This controlled approach signals a shift from speculation to reality, as the infrastructure for redemption is now actively being used. The involvement of major financial institutions like Wells Fargo, HSBC, Chase Bank, UBS, and Deutsche Bank in these back-end processes adds a layer of credibility to the claims. It's crucial to understand that your local bank teller is not yet equipped to handle these transactions. The current phase is described as an in-progress rate testing phase, which means that only pre-authorized individuals with the correct access codes and appointments are being processed. This careful distinction ensures a measured and controlled rollout. Participants are required to schedule appointments, receive authorization codes, and sign non-disclosure agreements as a condition of receiving these early Tier 4B rates. Some centers are even offering consolidated deals for those who hold diversified currency portfolios, rewarding individuals who have been preparing for this eventuality for a long time. The process is layered, deliberate, and clearly designed to control the flow of liquidity. Geographically, reports indicate that the most active redemption areas are concentrated in financial corridors known for handling high-volume international trade. This includes locations in Florida, such as Tampa, Orlando, and Miami. Texas, including Dallas and Houston. California, in cities like San Diego and San Jose. And certain hubs in New York, for currency holders outside of these key regions. The emphasis remains on verifying information through legitimate, Tier 4B channels and preparing all necessary documentation in advance. The selective and coded nature of these redemptions reinforces the idea that this is a silent and deliberate rollout. Those who are prepared and proactive will be the first to benefit, while others may only realize what has happened after the initial opportunity has passed. The decision facing every dinar holder is whether to exchange their notes at the current $5.02 rate or to wait for a potentially higher rate in the future. The argument for exchanging now is compelling. The rate is real and accessible, and waiting carries the inherent risk that this limited testing window could close without warning. The fact that the redemption infrastructure is already live provides the proof many have been waiting for. Additionally, the process could be paused or reversed if geopolitical tensions escalate, and early participation may be the only way to access structured settlements or tiered payout contracts. The opportunity to secure liquidity and mitigate risk is a powerful motivator for many. However, the case for waiting is also strong. Rumors from insider channels and Tier 3 corridors suggest that much higher rates are being discussed behind closed doors, with figures as high as $6.72 or even double digits. If these rumors hold any truth, the current $5.02 rate would look like a small initial offering compared to the final value. Many believe that the highest contract rates will be reserved for those who present bundled portfolios, which could yield a significantly larger payout. The ultimate argument for patience is the possibility of a full reinstatement by the Central Bank of Iraq, which could launch the dinar into a value that would dwarf today's early redemption offers. This is the classic dilemma of risk versus reward for those with multiple notes. Many analysts suggest a hybrid strategy to hedge against uncertainty. This approach involves exchanging a portion of your holdings at the current rate to lock in some guaranteed liquidity and reduce exposure to risk. At the same time, you would hold the remainder of your notes for a later wave, positioning yourself to capture potential higher rates if they become available. This balanced strategy allows you to secure an immediate return while still leaving the door open to future upside. Of course, any action should be taken with careful consideration, and it is crucial to consult with a trusted financial or currency advisor. Review all non-disclosure agreements and payout terms before signing anything, as a moment of hype could lead to costly mistakes. Beyond the numbers and redemption processes, many observers are also looking to official sources for confirmation. The Iraqi Gazette, the government's official publication, has recently released language that has caught the attention of the entire community. A recent publication authorized new foreign currency parity alignment mechanisms as per a sovereign directive. While this language may seem vague, its implications are monumental. It strongly suggests a pre-approved managed float system is in the works and that international trial adjustments are already underway to align the dinar with global currency standards. The phrase sovereign directive indicates this is not a random experiment but a coordinated and deliberate move sanctioned at the highest levels of the government. The Central Bank of Iraq has further reinforced this interpretation, with a recent circular instructing all financial institutions to remain flexible in the execution of pending currency valuations. On the surface, this is a green light for banks to begin adjusting their internal systems without waiting for a formal public announcement. It gives them the discretion to honor new values on a selective basis, even if the official public rate has not yet changed. This is a powerful clue for dinar holders that the process is not only underway but is also accelerating. It confirms the idea that this is a silent, gradual revaluation, unfolding under the radar to avoid market panic and speculation. Those paying close attention are now witnessing a quiet but significant event in real time. This new development has shifted the conversation from abstract theory to actionable strategy. For every Iraqi dinar holder, being prepared is now paramount. The first crucial step is to take a complete inventory of your notes and ensure their authenticity. You should use a UV light to check for security features and verify watermarks to make sure your notes are valid. Keeping purchase receipts and certificates of authenticity is also important, as they may be needed to prove ownership. It's also wise to store your notes securely, perhaps in a safe or safety deposit box, until you have a confirmed appointment for redemption. A well-organized inventory is the foundation of a successful exchange strategy. The second step is to register with a trusted Tier 4B exchange notification list. These networks are the primary source for timely intel and will provide you with the necessary appointment links, 800 numbers, or QR codes when the activation window opens. Without being on these lists, you risk missing your chance to book an appointment and access the early rates or contract options. It is crucial to keep your notifications enabled so you don't miss a critical alert. The early redemption wave is expected to move quickly, and being late to book an appointment could mean missing out on significant opportunities. Staying connected to these vetted channels is the key to staying ahead. The third step is to create a well-thought-out exchange strategy. You need to decide now whether you're going to pursue a full or partial exchange. If you have a large number of notes, a hybrid approach of exchanging a portion now and holding the rest for later might be the most prudent option. You should also consider the difference between the public market rate and the private contract rate. The latter often involves signing non-disclosure agreements and agreeing to structured payouts, but it could offer a much higher return. Begin preparing a broader financial plan that includes how you will handle taxes, trusts, and long-term asset diversification. Having a clear plan will prevent you from making hasty decisions under pressure during your appointment. The fourth step involves preparing all your documentation in advance. Redemption centers will expect you to arrive organized and ready to proceed. At a minimum, you will need a valid government-issued ID, such as a passport. It's also important to bring any proof of currency ownership you have, like purchase receipts or dealer invoices. Be prepared to review and sign structured payout forms that may be provided at the center. Having all your paperwork in order will demonstrate professionalism and help streamline the process, minimizing any potential delays. Being organized is essential to a smooth and successful exchange. Finally, the fifth step is to remain vigilant and stay informed. The landscape is dynamic, and rates, procedures, and timelines can change with little to no notice. Subscribe to reliable outlets and monitor official sources, such as the Central Bank of Iraq's website and reputable news channels. Joining trusted Telegram groups and newsletters can also provide valuable, real-time updates. Knowledge is your most powerful tool in this situation. The more informed you are, the less likely you are to be caught off guard by unexpected developments. Staying connected ensures you're positioned to make smart choices as the process unfolds. The 5.02 valuation is a sign that the long wait may be nearing its end.